It's nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you for speaking to me. For the first time in a long series of interviews, could you describe the role you play in Curse of Chucky?
My character's name is Ian. I am Barb's husband, and Alice's obviously father. And he's a really great father. He loves his daughter. He's going through a real difficult marriage. I think the marriage has kind of crumbled to the point of just circumstance now, just taking care of the kid. He had a job in print media business and was fairly, not overly successful, but enough to provide for his family, and had a good job, and then was let go. When technology came in, he didn't really, couldn't keep up with it, and he's kind of a broken man. I mean, he's working at Starbucks. He's trying to make the extra little extra money while his wife still has a really good paying job. He's just a broken man. He's depressed all the time. He sleeps during the day and drinks a lot at night to kind of, his wife's always nagging him. He's in a world of hurt, I think, on the inside, and he's self-medicating and still trying to be a great father. And I have this feeling that whenever I read his scenes is that he's just not alive anymore. Like that feeling alive about life, like excited and passionate about something. He's just kind of like in that space, and wants to be excited about something. The only thing that really makes him excited, obviously, is his daughter, and so he's in a very depressed place in his life and kind of just going through the motions.
Do you get to play those sort of sad sack characters very often?
No. I mean, I've played, I kind of change whatever I play. I'll lose weight, gain weight, hair. I mean, I just want to transform. And one thing when I read the material, I just realized that I've never played anything like this. I mean, and I just finished a pilot where I was kind of like Barb's character, an executive and powerful and streamlined, and everything was, I got everything in order, and he's just hanging on by a thread, So I found that interesting, and obviously through the story, there's some tragedy that happens, obviously, that's very emotional. And the only thing he's got that's worth even living for is his daughter, So it's a tough role, very, very tough role.
How much of the Child's Play franchise were you familiar with before going into this? Did you do homework beforehand, or had you already seen it?
That's funny. I went to Blockbuster and I went to 3 different Blockbusters because I wanted to get all of them to watch, and some of them didn't have it, and some of them did. And I think I watched, obviously, Seed of Chucky, and I watched the first one, which was always my favorite. When I was a kid, that came out, and we stayed in overnight to get tickets, because the theater by where I used to live when I grew up, there was only one theater, and everybody wanted to see this movie, and it scared me to death. I remember my mom had a doll before this movie even came out, and it was creepy. Like when you're a young kid and you see a little doll, it's creepy.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was a clown doll, and it kind of went like this. It went like this. And I was just like, get this, like burn it. Like we need firewood, Mom, burn the thing, So when I saw that movie, it scared me. And then, you grow up, you go through it, and then I got them all again, and they're still as good as they, what I mean? Like they still last. It's like they're still creepy. Like my wife can't even watch them. And this one is probably scarier than all of them, more scary than all of them, I think. I'm familiar, obviously doing the role and researching, I got more familiar. Right. But I was a fan even before I heard they were doing this, so.
Do you have many scenes with the doll?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I met him the other night. So Chucky is quite the personality.
So if you could explain just the technical, like when you're acting with the doll, do you hear Brad Dourif's readings of the lines?
No, he does a lot of that stuff in post and or earlier whenever they do it. You have the doll, and you got a lot of these great guys that built the doll and do all the technical stuff. Okay. And we use the computer to move him and stuff, and he's in scenes with you, and it's creepy because you feel like he's alive, Yeah. And then obviously in post they'll put a lot of his voice with Brad, and it'll even be more, But it's just his presence and what he stands for, and what the character is. It's scary enough,
Nice.
I remember I had a scene where I'm standing looking this way, working with Fiona, and he's coming behind me, like on a little grid or something, or a little doll. I don't know what it is, something that moves him forward in the car, and I could hear him coming, and you can just feel it. And it was like, is he gonna poke me with a knife? Like, what's he doing behind me? So he's a bit creepy, but that's he's a star, man. He's Chucky.
It's good that you say he's creepy. I've heard some people say that the doll's kind of ridiculous, and it's hard to behave frightened, but he's scary to me.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not a question. That's just a comment.
He scares me enough. He's a foot and a half of hell, is what he is.
I was looking over your career, and I've noticed that you've done a lot of TV.
Right.
And I'd like to ask the difference between acting in a movie like Curse of Chucky or a TV show.
Well, in TV, everything moves so fast. I mean, you'll get cast or get offered something, and you're on set in a couple days, and you don't have a lot of time. I mean, if it's a TV movie, you might get a week if you're lucky. With this, Don, gave us, I think we had maybe 2.5, 3 weeks of kind of with the material, and obviously it was changing. And so I think when in films, you get a little more time to kind of be with the script, be with the material, maybe have a rehearsal, do a read-through, which was cool. We got to Don's house, had a read-through. So you get to collaborate and have that ensemble and find nice stuff with the people you're working with that you can use in scenes to trigger whatever emotion you need or what have you. In TV, you show up and this woman's been your wife, or this dude's your brother, and it's like, nice to meet you, and we're ready to roll, and it's just, it can be tough. I think films, can be satisfying in some ways, and then TV, just you're in, you're out, which can be good too sometimes. But it's to me, it's all the same. It doesn't really. I always people say like theater and film and TV, is it all different? I don't think it is. It's you have a role and you have to act, and you gotta be in the moment, connect to your, it's the work, so it doesn't really matter,
Excellent. I have a question I like to ask everybody, and it has nothing to do with anything. But what was the first record that you bought with your own money?
The first record.
First record.
When there were records.
Well, CD, cassette, just first album.
I think it would have been something like the Scorpions or AC/DC or like.
You're a big hair metal guy.
I love the '80s rock, man.
Yeah,
80s music to me has always been. That was just my music, and I loved it. It was probably one of those. I was playing hockey, so I needed something really rockin', right? So it would be something like that, for sure.
Playing hockey, it's not Rush.
I love Rush. It's a great band, but that's more of a cerebral, intellectual band. When I was young, I was pretty stupid, so I needed stupid rock that just basically, what I mean?
As were we all,
I want to rock you. That's good, Like, what's that band with the big blonde hair and they had the bone and Dee Snider was the lead?
That's Twisted Sister.
Twisted Sister. I probably bought that really early on too, to my parents' chagrin. But anything that's '80s rock is good for me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's all I've given time for. So
Alrighty.
Thanks for talking to me.
Thanks,
sir.
man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
pleasure.
it. You got it.